Okay, good morning everyone. I hope you are doing well. So, in this semester, I will be handling you municipal and industrial wastewater engineering subject, a 7th semester core course for civil engineering students. Okay, and also environmental engineering laboratory for you people in this semester. And when this lockdown eases, when your offline classes start, so we'll try to have your lab sessions. Okay, so as you have studied water treatment engineering in your previous semester, so before going into this course you need to have some prerequisite knowledge of the water treatment, because after supplying the water to the consumers or customers, upon its usage, so that water will be again discharged as wastewater, or in general we call it as sewage. Okay, so you'll come to know the exact difference between the different terminologies used in the wastewater treatment engineering, like sewage, sewage, industrial wastewater. Okay, so based on the characteristics of wastewater, we generally classify into the sewage, sewage and industrial wastewater, etc. Okay, and you have also studied about the process of distribution of water in your previous semester. Okay, so similarly we may have also carry the wastewater to the point of its final disposal. Okay, so it is little bit similar to your water treatment process or distribution with respect to sewage. Okay, then you have also studied the population forecasting methods. Okay, so this is also needed, as we have to estimate the quantity of wastewater generated from a particular community or industries based on the water usage. And you should also know some of the peaks of flow. Okay, so that is, we have studied in water treatment that so usually two peaks occur, one in morning and one in late evening, so that we may have to supply more number of water and those two peaks, and accordingly the wastewater generated will also be more in those particular peaks. Okay, and here in the treatment of water we have studied about the design of sedimentation tank and trickling filters and different types of valves and all. So here also we have the treatment units called as grid chamber, screening, sedimentation tank of different types, and also some of the biological treatment methods which we will study later on in the next modules. And you should also have some knowledge of the rainfall and runoff estimation. Okay, because along with the wastewater we may have also to have to design the pipelines or pipe networks or drainage system also for the rainwater. Okay, so otherwise it will lead the cities into the flooding kind of situation if you do not properly carry or make arrangements to carry the storm water which is generated. Okay, so rainwater is generally called as the storm water in case of the wastewater treatment engineering. Okay, so these are some of the prerequisite knowledge and the core of the subjects what you have studied in the previous semesters. So along with that, so we will study further based on the outline which is given in your syllabus. Okay, and this is the syllabus which is given by VTU. Okay, so here it is 17 CV subject, 17 CV 71 is the subject code. Okay, so not much changes have been made. Okay, so only the subject code has been changed. It contains of the 5 modules. Okay, comprising of 10 hours each. Okay, so coming to your course objective, so this will enable you to understand the sewerage network and the influencing parameters. Okay, so that means we have to carry the wastewater which is generated from the individual house or an industry to the point of its final disposal in order to prevent people from the harmful diseases. Okay, and in the second course objective is to understand and design different unit operations involved in conventional and biological treatment processes. Okay, so unlike the water treatment units like we have studied in the previous semesters, we have sedimentation tank, we have filters, we have rapid sand filters, low sand filters, and reverse osmosis kind of treatment and all. So here also in wastewater, so we have to study the different unit processes and what are the functions of those units. Okay, that is conventional treatment process, and as well as we use the biological treatment processes like activated sludge process, flow anaerobic sludge blanket system, trickling filters, two-stage trickling filter, and other various kinds of biological treatment based on the influent effluent characteristics of the wastewater which is to be treated. Then in the last fourth and fifth module, so you will learn some of the concept about the industrial wastewater treatment. So earlier this subject covered only the municipal wastewater and stormwater systems. So here to enrich you with some more knowledge about the industrial wastewater treatment, so those two modules are also being added into this course. Okay, so which will in this part you will study about the different types of waste water which is generated from various industries which is given in your syllabus like leather industry, tanning industry, textile industry, sugar effluent industry. Okay, each industrial waste will be having the different characteristics. Okay, and also you will study about the self purification phenomena of streams depending upon the hydraulic and organic loading of sewage into receiving waters. So that means upon treatment of wastewater, so sometimes it will be recycled back into the system, or else when there is an option we have to generally discharge onto the water bodies or onto the land. So what is going to happen to the streams when you discharge the wastewater? Okay, so there is a famous model called as Streeter-Phelps model, so which gives you the self purification phenomena, so which you will be studying in your module 2. Okay, so these are your some of the objectives of the course. So you will slowly understand when we delve deeper into the subject about the concepts and various other things. Okay, so accordingly the module 1 covers the need for sanitation, what are different methods of sewage disposal, and the types of sewerage system. Okay, so there are various types of sewerage system which we will study here. Then we will study about what is meant by dry weather flow, wet weather flow, and what are the factors which affects the dry weather flow and wet weather flow, and on design of sewerage system, then estimation of rainwater or storm water flow, and the concepts like time of concentration. Okay, and the different materials which is used for a sewer, like for water treatment we use different kinds of pipelines like PVC pipes, plastic pipes, double wall corrugated pipes, etc. Okay, so in sewerage system also we have different types of pipes, and also the shape of sewers. Okay, unlike water treatment, in the sewers we use different shapes of sewers. Okay, so we'll talk about in detail why, what is the impact of shape onto the flow of the sewage water, and the laying and testing of sewers. That means after the completion of the sewerage network we have to lay the pipelines according to the appropriate gradients in order to maintain the self cleansing and non-scoring velocities. Okay, so we will do the testing and laying. Then we have to provide the proper ventilation of the sewers. Okay, so this is also important, okay, to avoid the odor issues and also to avoid the sewer explosions, to avoid the impact of methane gas which is generated in the sewage. So this ventilation is also important. So apart from this, we study in module 1 about the some of the low cost wastewater treatment methods like oxidation pond and septic tank. Okay, so septic tank are the tanks wherein we provide these tanks wherever we cannot we don't have the sewerage network of the pipes. Okay, so we'll study about what is septic tank and how it is constructed, what are the parts, and how the waste gets treated, wastewater, and the various types of sewer appurtenances like manholes, catch basins, the grid chambers, things like that. Okay, oil and gas traps. There are various appurtenances which are used in the sewerage system. And what are the basic principles of house drainage and with a typical house plan? Okay, so that means in a single residential house, or double residential house, or for multiple kind of apartments, what is the plumbing structure and all, what are the different types of plumbing fixtures which are which will come in a drainage system, those things we'll study in module 1. Okay. In module 2 we'll have to design the sewers. That means in module 1 we'll try to estimate what is the dry weather flow and wet weather flow. So I'll tell you in detail what is meant by dry weather flow and wet weather flow when I start the in the next coming classes, how to estimate and all. So as of now you just understand and get acquainted with the terms like this, like dry weather flow, wet weather flow, storm water, sewerage system and all. Okay, then we'll study the different types of velocities which come into picture. Okay, that is self-cleansing velocity, non-scoring velocities, what are the values. Okay, this again depends on the type of the pipe material, etc. Okay, and the design of hydraulic elements for circular sewers, that means flowing full and flowing partially full conditions. Then we'll study about disposal of the effluents, that is what is going to happen to the receiving water bodies when you discharge the sewer. Okay, then self purification phenomena, then oxygen sac curve, then the Streeter Phelps module. Okay, so this comes under the RBT levels of L1 and L2. That is most of the things here you will have to understand and remember. So whereas L3 has come into picture here because we will have to design the sewers by using the appropriate formulas and the appropriate the flows which is calculated. Okay, so coming to module 3, so it deals with the wastewater characteristics. That means, so if you have to design a wastewater treatment plant, we should know the characteristics. That means what is the characteristics after the usage of the water from a particular kind of a community or industry. So what are all the parameters and what should be the parameters after the treatment, because our pollution control board norm says that when you are discharging your wastewater into a river, stream, or onto the land or onto the ocean, you should maintain some X standards. Okay, so to know, we have to know to know all those things and to plan the wastewater systems accordingly. We have to know the characteristics of the wastewater. Okay, like in water treatment we have studied the pH, chlorides, total hardness, total dissolved solids, nitrates, phosphates, and its limits for drinking water as per BA standards. Similarly, we'll study about the different characteristics, and also we'll study about the flow, the different units which are used in a typical municipal wastewater treatment plant. Okay, so that is the various unit operations, like I told you, the screens, grid chambers, skimming tanks, equalization tanks, and various types of biological treatment processes. Okay, so biological treatment processes in simple terms involves the microorganisms to treat the wastewater. That means microbes will feed upon the organic matter present in the wastewater, and thereby it will improve its quality by reducing the organic load. Okay, so you will understand it later when you know the wastewater characteristics. That means how the wastewater is treated using the microbial species. Okay, so based on the type of treatment technology, so they are classified as various techniques like activated sludge process, anaerobic processes, aerobic processes, sequential processes, moving bed reactor. Okay, all of these techniques are the microbial and biological treatment processes, but based on its operability and treatment technologies, we will classify into different names. Then in module 4, like up to module 3, we will deal about the only municipal wastewater. So when you come for module 4, it is module 4 and module 5 will be completely about the wastewater. That is what is the characteristics of wastewater, how to treat the wastewater, how to reduce this volume, because industrial wastewater will be completely different than municipal wastewater. We have to handle the industrial wastewater separately and the domestic wastewater separately. Okay, so that's why when you understand the wastewater characteristics and its impact onto the environment, you will come to know how to design the specific units for different types of industries. Okay, then in module 5 we will have some examples of different types of industry. Like I told you that we have the cotton and textile industry. Although there are various types of industries, for your syllabus particularly they have kept the industries which are very common in most of the places, like cotton and textile industry, tanning industry, cane and sugar cane distillery, dairy industry, steel and cement industry, paper and pulp industry, pharmaceutical and food processing industry. Okay, so the characteristics of the wastewater which is generated from these industries, and what kind of treatment plant you should have to plan based on the characteristics in order to reduce the organic load and also to reduce the color etc which is coming from these types of industries. Okay, so that's why it is a combination of the treatment of municipal wastewater system as well as the industrial wastewater system. Syllabus is quite large, since the municipal and industrial both is being included. Anyhow, we'll try to cover up. Okay, so within given time limit. Okay, so it covers the again L1, L2 and L3 of RBT levels, understanding, remembering and solving. Then ultimately the course outcome are as follows. Okay, upon studying all these things, so you will be able to acquire knowledge and capability to design the sewerage and sewage treatment plant. Okay, so that means once you understand what are the flow, what are the sewage treatment characteristics and all, so you should be able to design the sewers. That means sewer is nothing but the pipe which carries the wastewater is called as sewer. Okay, otherwise it is carried. So there are various types of nomenclature which we use in the pipe distribution system. Like in case of water treatment, we use the terms like gravity mains. We call the pipelines as conduit sometimes. Okay, so here the sewer means the waste pipe which carries the wastewater. Okay, or sewage in general, it is called as sewer. Okay, and sewerage treatment plant. Okay, so all these pipelines will again ultimately lead to a point called as sewage treatment plant or municipal wastewater treatment plant, wherein we will treat the wastewater as per the required norms. Okay, so after studying all these things, you will be able to design the sewer and also sewage treatment plant. Okay, and also you would be you'll try to evaluate the degree of treatment and type of treatment for disposal, recycle and reuse. That means once you understand the concepts of wastewater treatment, so you can design the treatment plant, and if required you may have to also do certain again polishing of the effluent, that is wastewater, so that that water can be reused. Okay, and recycled. Okay, because nowadays, as you know, the water resources are getting scarce nowadays because of the excessive population and also more demand for the industries and people for the usage of water. So many countries are opting for recycle and reuse of wastewater, which is a promising technology, and you should be able to know that. And after studying all these things, you'll at least come to know that how to recycle the wastewater. Okay, and also identify the waste streams and design the industrial wastewater treatment plant. Like here, so when you know the characteristics and the pollution control board norms, so you should be able to identify which treatment unit has to be planned in order to treat the wastewater effectively without causing any harmful effect to the people or onto the environment. Okay, and also you learn to manage the sewage and industrial effluent issues. Okay, so that means what should be the treatment given, what level of degree of treatment is required to the effluents etc. Okay, so this is your general outline of your syllabus. Okay, in your municipal and industrial wastewater engineering. Okay, so it covers 3 POs, that is engineering knowledge, problem analysis and interpretation of data. Okay, and as you know, the question paper consists of the 5 module comprising of 10 questions, and your each question will carry the 16 marks. Okay, so this is common to you. Okay, so you are used to it already. Okay, and you will be having 3 IA assessments. Okay, and it is compulsory for your syllabus to compulsorily attend all the 3 IS, and that will be averaged. And the textbooks which you can refer is the Metcalfe and Etty. It is generally a very good book, so which is usually called as the Bible of wastewater treatment, so which is by McGraw-Hill Publications. And for industrial wastewater treatment, you can refer the book by Nelson Leonard Nemero. Okay, and you can also refer Hammer and Hammer wastewater and wastewater technology by Prentice Hall publications. And you can also refer the books by some of the Indian authors like wastewater treatment engineering by BC Punmia and Santosh Kumar Garg. Okay, and some of the reference books which you can refer is the Manual on Wastewater Treatment by Central Public Health and Environmental Engineering Organization, which is issued by Ministry of Urban Development, New Delhi. So that means this manual will give you the idea and the type of design which is required for the wastewater and water supply systems, etc. And you can also refer the manual like Fair, Gear and Occum by water by Wiley Publishers, New York, Water and Wastewater Engineering. So along with that, you can also refer the book like Sawyer and McCarty, which is also a good book related to the if you want to know more about the water and wastewater characteristics. Okay, so coming to the introduction, you should know some of the, like I was telling, so we use different terminologies in your water and wastewater treatments. Okay, and as you know, every community produces the wastes. Okay, so it may be liquid as well as the solid waste. Okay, the liquid portion of the wastewater is called as sewage or sewage. Okay, I'll tell you what is the exact difference between sewage and sewage in the next slides. Okay, so here in this subject we'll generally talk about the liquid waste. Okay, solid waste, there is a separate subject for you wherein you will learn about the different terminologies and the treatment management of solid waste. So here this subject majorly deals with the liquid waste. Okay, so when you supply the water, okay, so upon the usage of water, when it is used for various usages in your house, that is we use for street washing, we use for water for gardening, we use for our bathroom appliances, we use for water for washing utensils and all. And upon the usage of water, whatever the water which is left out, so that water we call it as the wastewater in general. Okay, and the solid waste includes the human and animal excreta, dry refuse, or the solid material, broken furniture, your shoes, unused blankets, or which is solid in form. Okay, which is generally discarded as of no use, is termed as solid waste. Okay, which is solid in nature. Okay, so what is the definition of this wastewater? Okay, so it is the water which is discharged upon its usage. Okay, and the wastewater engineering is defined as the branch of environmental engineering where the basic principles of science and engineering are used for the problems of water pollution. That means this wastewater engineering means, so we will try to use the basic principles of science and engineering to solve the problems associated with the wastewater. Okay, so there is very huge problems associated, there are very huge problems associated with this wastewater, because when the wastewater is discharged directly without any treatment into the environment, it will definitely lead to various forms of diseases. Okay, as you know, the more common disease nowadays which everyone is feared of is the COVID-19. Okay, unlike COVID-19, so prior to that there are various types of other viral and bacteriological diseases, which is a challenging issue for all the health experts. Okay, so that's why it is very essential to treat this wastewater before. Okay, the ultimate goal of the wastewater management is the protection of environment in manner commensurate with the economic, social and political concerns. That means we should carefully treat the water, okay, based on the requirements of local statutory norms, and as well as with the available economical conditions with regard to the social and political concerns. Okay, so let us understand some of the common terminologies used in the sanitary engineering. Okay, so refuse. What is general refuse? Refuse is the most general term to indicate the waste which include all the reject which is left as worthless. Okay, so it is no general term which is regarded as refuse, means something which is not required. Okay, no, it is mostly it is regarded as worthless. Okay, it is a general term. Okay, garbage. Okay, we generally use one more term, so this is generally associated with the solid waste. That means it is the dry refuse which includes the waste paper, sweepings from streets and kitchen markets, vegetable peelings. That means, so when you peel the vegetable, like the leftovers and all, so that is considered as garbage. Okay, so usually the garbage per head per day amounts to be around 0.14 to 0.24 kg for Indian conditions. Okay, see, the garbage may contain large amount of organic and putrefying matter, and therefore it should be removed as quickly as possible. So what is the meaning of this statement is, so garbage is this it consists of the vegetable peelings and all, which is organic in nature, and these organic matter will start to decay. That is, putrefaction means the matter which is able to decompose. So once the decomposition starts, it will lead to the bad odor. Okay, so that means that is the reason, as soon as this garbage is generated, it should be treated as soon as possible, or it should be removed from your kitchen or from the area where you are working. Okay, so rubbish means it consists of the sundry solid waste from the residences, offices and other buildings, like it is not generally putrefied, it is generally not putrescible. Okay, or it is generally, you can say, it is a non-decaying waste. Okay, so completely you can say it is inorganic in nature, which includes your buildings, broken furniture, broken paper, racks, etc. Okay, okay, it is generally dry and mostly it is combustible. Okay, then we call it as sullage. Okay, so this is important. Sometimes you will get it for 1 mark questions and all in your competitive exams. That is, you should know the difference between sullage and sewage. Okay, what is this sullage? Okay, so sullage is a discharge from the bathrooms, kitchens, wash basins, etc. Okay, so remember, it does not include the human and animal waste. That means it does not include the discharge from laboratories, hospitals, operation theaters, slaughterhouses, which will be generally having very high organic matter. Okay, so in simple terms, you understand that the sullage is a wastewater generated from bathrooms and kitchens. Okay, it will not contain any human and animal waste. Then sewage. Okay, sewage is a dilute mixture of wastes of various types from the residential, public and industrial places. Okay, it includes the sullage water and foul discharge from the water closets, urinals, hospitals, stables, etc. Okay, this is the basic difference. Okay, so sewage contains the human and animal waste. Okay, so whereas sullage will not contain any waste. Okay, so it contains only the wastewater which is generated from the bathrooms and kitchens. It will not contain the human and animal excreta or human and animal waste. Okay, that is the difference between this sullage and sewage. Okay, so coming